Omoto family. Komeno Sakamoto, Amano family. Kurume Doi family. Kazukiyo Oto family. Christine Shimizu, Donald Shimizu. Eugene Terada, Bruce Owashi. Don Morimoto family. Jim Doi family. Tamio Okano, Osuye Okano. Tsuneji Suda, Robert Suda. Keizo Ida, Masako Ida. Eng Nishiguchi, Sylvia Nishiguchi. Chie Ito, Tadao Ito. Hideo Ochi, Janet Ochi Fontenot. Jack Takeguchi, Carolyn von Eif. Yoshiko Iwataki family. Naganori Uchiyama, Yoshie Uchiyama. Henry Shimada, Sharon Shimada. Dr. Y. Miyamoto family. Haruko Nakatani, Fred Nakatani. Yuruko Hagio family. Akitoshi Inoue, Covarrubias family. Gladys Yoshiko Imori family. Diane Tachiki Hutchison, Tachiki family. And now for the names of those that passed away in the month of August. Mitsuo Taniguchi, Takashima family. Tadao Kiyono family. Haruo Otsuji family. Kuni Yonekura family. Taka Yamashita, Chio Yamashita. Genshichi Nabeta, Joyce Teague. Toku Matsumoto, Shintaro Matsumoto. Hatsuko Takasugi, Wayne Takasugi. Mitsu Ohara family. Kangichi Tsuji, Sei Tsuji. Kinjiro Nakamura family. Mina Muratangichi Kawasaki, Ted Kawasaki. Misao Taniguchi, Robert Taniguchi. Masahide Kuroye, Kiyono family. Kang Nishinaga, Mani Ryan. Onoye Ito family. Fred Hashiguchi family. Masuyo Fuji, Katsumi Kida. Hatsuye Kobayashi, James Kobayashi. Saburo Janice below. Paul Shimizu, Gordon Shimizu. Janet Takeguchi family. Toyoichi Tanaka family. Tomeno Kinoshita, Masako Wilson. Sakaru Ralph Goya, Alan Seiji Goya. Stephen Yamamoto, June Yamamoto. Roy Nakatani, Fred Nakatani. Mitsu Hachisu, Dick T. Hachisu. Kyoko Nakamura, Michael Brock. Hisatoshi Ueji, Chitose Oyama. Tetsu Yamasaki family. Margarita Rodriguez, Rubio family. Michiko Kishimoto, Yoshiko Sakao. Hisako Helen Matthews, Dan Matthews Jr. Yukie Hayashi, Ron Hayashi. Fusae Akiyama, Alan Akiyama. Rodney Furuya, Allison Furuya. Masa Nishinaga, Mani Ryan. Jackie Newcomer, Lisa Mustard. Takashi Furukawa, Eliana Furukawa. Kyoko Ochi, Janet Ochi Fontenot. Florence Tsuyako Mizuki, Malvin Mizuki. Florence F. Yamashita, Mildred Kawasaki. Lillian Atsuko Sekishiro, Victor Sekishiro. Kyoko Omori, Shirley Omori. Kaname Ken Nakamura family. Betty Tsuneko Yano, Michael Yano. Yachie Motobu, Janice Barrett. Yoshiko Watanabe, Diane Yamada. Horiuchi, Edna Horiuchi. Jeff Malmgren, Bill Teague. And if the name of your loved one or family was not read, please go ahead and come up to do Oshoko in their memory.
Thank you very much, Sensei. And I apologize for omitting this is the Shotsuki Hoyo observance for both July and August. It is now the season of Obon, where we remember those who have gone before us. In lieu of a Shotsuki Hoyo service next month in August, we will be having our annual Hatsubon service, and that service is for all family members who lost a loved one from the last Hatsubon from last year. And as everyone finds their seats, you can remain seated as we chant the sutra, Juseige. You will be able to find the Juseige starting on page 34 of the service book.
teaching. It can be found as an insert in the back of the service book. This is the calling voice of Amida. My blind passions are raised in the Buddha's awakening, so the Buddha calls to me. I will liberate you just as you are, gracefully responding to the Buddha's call. I find that I am already on the path that leads to the Pure Land, and the Nembutsu flows freely from my thankful heart. Living the Dharma as my guide softens my rigid heart and mind. Gratitude for the gift of life I have received frees me from becoming lost in my greed and anger. It allows me to share a warm smile and speak gentle words, sadness and others. I shall strive to live each day to its fullest. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
And we will now have our Dharma message by Reverend Imori Sensei. Sensei?
Good morning. Okay, is this on now? Okay. I can't get the other one to work, the one up on the Naijin. So I'm trying to use my loud voice, my outside voice. So on this Shotsuki Sunday, please join me in Gassho as I read an excerpt from White Ashes, Hakkotsu no Sho, written by Renyo Shonin, our 8th Gomonshu. The fragile nature of human existence underlies both the young and the old, and therefore we must, one and all, turn to the teaching of the Buddha and awaken to the ultimate source of life. By so understanding the meaning of death, we shall come to fully appreciate the meaning of this life, which is unrepeatable and thus to be treasured above all else. By virtue of true compassion, let us realize the unexcelled value of our human existence, and let us live with the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, in our hearts. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. So to begin today's service, I'd like to explain, and I know we have a couple of first-time visitors. I'd like to explain the meaning of Shotsuki Hoyo. That was a reading of a lot of names, I realize, but just so you know, that was 2 months worth of names. It was for the months of July and August because we typically don't have services in August. But also let me welcome you to our temple and thank you for joining us today. So Shotsuki Hoyo is a service held once a month in which we remember the loved ones who passed away that month in any previous year. Shotsuki Hoyo. Sho means joyous. Tsuki means month or moon. And Hoyo means the essence of the Dharma. As I said, because we historically take a break in the month of August, I did read the combined names of July and August lists. And I went through those names, I realize now, sort of afterthought. I went through them fairly quickly, and I apologize. I intended no dishonor, certainly, to those who passed away in July and August. But what I realize and what I would like to share with each of you is that realization that each one of those names has a place in the history of this temple. And to them, Shotsuki is a time when we express our deep gratitude because it gives us a place to come and to hear the Dharma. Many of those names that I read were founders of this temple. Many were longtime members whose families still come. But there were some names that I read that were not members, but rather they were family or friends of current members. And so we encourage those of you that are new, members of the temple, if you have a name or of a loved one that you would like to submit to our Shotsuki list, please do so. You can submit them to our office. And for me, and perhaps especially this month of July, Shotsuki is a special time. It's a time to remember and be grateful for my mother. As some of you may have noticed, included was the name of my mother, who I like to say she was my bodhisattva. And although we may have had a strained relationship at times, I think we learned about each other, and perhaps more importantly, a little bit more about ourselves in those final days of her life. And then now I'd like to focus back on the passage that I read. Many of you are familiar with it. It's an excerpt from Hakkotsu no Sho, or On White Ashes. And it's a letter that is part of a collection of letters called Gobunsho, written by the 8th patriarch, or Gomonshu, of the Honganji, whose name was Renyo Shonin. He was born in 1415, and he died in 1499 when he was 84 years old. And in those times, that was a pretty long life. Renyo Shonin is known as a restorer of Jodo Shinshu teachings of the time. After Shinran Shonin's death, it thrived for a while, but then the teachings really weren't being studied that much and observed. And so Renyo Shonin, sometimes he's referred to as the second Shinran Shonin, because he revived the teachings of his predecessor. So the Gobunsho, or the epistles, they're a collection of letters written by Renyo, and they're still read today at services, and they're studied by scholars and lay people alike. And On White Ashes, it's one of those letters, and it's traditionally read at funeral services, either in Japanese or English. And I chose to read it today, or at least a portion of it today, for several reasons. First, because it is Shotsuki. It is Shotsuki Sunday. Secondly, because Obon season is right around the corner, right? And it's a time for us to honor and to express gratitude to our ancestors. And finally, it reminded me of a word I was recently introduced to. I've been watching a lot of movies lately. It's kind of my downtime. Has anybody seen the recent movie? It was produced last year in 2023. It's called Perfect Days. Any hands? Oh, okay, good. A couple of people have watched it. I actually watched it twice, and I think I enjoyed it the second time, and I think I'm going to watch it again. But it was created by a well-known German filmmaker and playwright, Wim Wenders. Some of you may know that name. And it starred Yakusho Koji. And Yakusho Koji is a Japanese actor who recently won Best Actor at the Cannes Festival for his role. And he's also starred in some notable films that you may be familiar with, Tampopo and Shall We Dance. Like I said, I've seen Perfect Days twice now, once in the theater and once just recently at home. And I think the second time around, I noticed things that I hadn't noticed the first time. So that makes me want to go and watch it again. So the word that I was talking about that was introduced to me in the movie was komorebi. Komorebi. It's a uniquely Japanese word which means sunlight filtering through the trees. And that word, komorebi, describes the shimmering light and shadow that's created by the leaves swaying in the wind. Have you ever noticed that when you're on a walk, perhaps, and if you pass under a tree and the sun happens to be shining, that sunlight filters through and casts a very shimmery shadow on the sidewalk or the walkway. And that shimmering light, that image only exists once at that moment. And it's like our lives. isn't it? And I think the reason I thought of that word and the reason I thought of Hakotsu no Sho, or white ashes, was I think that was Renyo's message to us in White Ashes. I think it's a message we should pay special attention to in our Shotsuki services, because it's like the names that I read, right? Those were precious, precious lives that happened once. And the encounters that we had with them certainly were very precious. And they have impacted us, our lives. And we are who we are today, and we are here today, perhaps because of the impact of those people on our lives. So please join me in Gassho when I again read Renyo Shonin's words. The fragile nature of human existence underlies both the young and old. Therefore, we must, one and all, turn to the teaching of the Buddha and awaken to the ultimate source of life. By so understanding the meaning of death, we shall come to fully appreciate the meaning of this life, which is unrepeatable and thus to be treasured above all else. By virtue of true compassion, let us realize the unexcelled value of our human existence, and let us live with the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, in our hearts. Please join me in Gassho and Nembutsu recitation. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Thank you very much, Sensei, for your message on this Shotsuki Sunday. Please rise if you are able. We will be singing the Gatha Ondokusan II. You'll be able to find Ondokusan II on page 128 of the service book. Thank you. You may be seated.
Are there any announcements? The 2024 school supplies donation drive is officially closed on June 30th, and all donated school supplies were delivered to Hope for San Diego on July 2nd. Hope for San Diego received a good mix of pencils, erasers, scissors, crayons, markers, and many other school supply items. Our donations will be put into backpacks by Hope of San Diego, and we will be delivered to students later this month. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you, Flynn. And thank you for those that donated during that donation drive. The only other announcements I think we have is one that was mentioned earlier, and that is It is Obon season, which means that Obon or Bonodori practice officially kicks off today. So at 11 a.m. in the Temple Annex, we'll have our first Bonodori dance practice. Those will continue on all the way until our Obon. If you haven't received a postcard or grab one downstairs or right outside of the Hondo, please do share them with friends and family. Let everyone know about our Bonodori. And if you like the design on the postcard, that will also be replicated on this year's T-shirt. And there is an order form for the T-shirt. They are $20 for children and $25 for adults, both unisex and also the women's cut as well. Please fill this out and at the temple office and go ahead and turn that in if you would like a T-shirt. Bearing any other announcements? Not all at once. Okay. We will go ahead and conclude our Shotsuki Hoyo service for July and August of this year. Thank you very much for your attendance in the service and for remembering past loved ones. Please do come back next month for Obon in order to celebrate their lives through the joy of dancing and through the camaraderie of participating in the festivities with other Sangha members. Please join me in silent meditation. Selected sayings in translation. May I be a medicine for the weak and sick and weary, nursing them until their afflictions are gone forever. I would be the protector of the helpless, a guide for travelers and their means for crossing a stream, a lamp for those who need a lamp, a bed for those that need a bed, an inexhaustible treasure for the poor and the destitute. May all find happiness through my actions, and let no one suffer because of me. Whether they love or hate me, may those feelings be the source of their fulfillment. Those who mock, accuse, or wrong me, may they all attain enlightenment. Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you all. You may now offer incense and see you downstairs for practice. Oh, and I'm told there's also hospitality, so please join us for that as well in the temple kitchen. For those of you staying for the Japanese Dharma message, we will begin shortly after everyone has had a chance to offer incense.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei.
Sorry about the mic. I don't know what happened. That one up there just didn't work. I don't know. We'll go with it. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Lee.
of course.
You and Flynn do such a great job. Yes. Wow.
It's okay. I try to scream, but my voice is cracking up too. Come up here. Hello. For those of you that are staying for the Nihongo no Howa, please come up front. It's going to be short today. Usually I do the Howa from down there, but today I want to share something, so I'm going to do it from up here. Huh? It's very short today. No more than 10 minutes, maybe. So let me start. So do you want, I'm not quite ready to show the, okay. So, はい。一緒に合唱と礼拝をお願いいたします。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。はい。As you know, 私の日本語はダメです。ですけど、もう一度私の日本語が下手であることをお詫びしたいと思います。今度のメッセージがまた遅くなってのりこ先生とゆかりさんに文法や単語の正しい使い方をチェックしてもらうことができませんでした。ここではシアル別院のポートランドの菅原先生のビデオを見せます。Let's see. Okay, Brevin, I think I'm ready. I will stop it there. I seem to have issues with it loading. ごめんなさい. I'll stop it there. It seems to have some issues loading the video. So I'll return to my So you can take it off screen now. Okay. So so this is how I deliver my Nihongo no Howa.じゃあ今更菅原先生は白骨の章を唱えました。ね、日本語という言葉は難しいですが、同時に美しい言語でもありますね。今朝の英語のメッセージは木漏れ日という言葉について話しました。この木漏れ日との言葉は英語の文脈の中では構成的な言葉ですね。英語にはこんなに美しい言葉はありませんと思います。けど日本語にはこのような言葉はたくさんあると思います。多くの言葉と多くのフレーズは仏教に起源を持っていますと思います。考えてみればこの言葉木漏れ日はただの火が影を落とす意味でありません。より深い意味を考えると、この木漏れ日という言葉は一期一会と同様の意味でありませんか。この言葉木漏れ日と一期一会の深い意味は蓮如上人が白骨の章に表現した言葉と同じと思います。ね、この人生は儚いです。この人生は宝物です。この命を大切にしてください。これではメッセージは終わりです。Very short. So 一緒に合唱しましょう。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。I have an announcement, maybe premature, that I think Noriko-san will hopefully be able to be here in September to deliver a proper Howa in Nihongo. So please, I hope that you'll come back. We won't have Howa in Nihongo next month. But if it were, we would hope that Yukari-san could do it for us instead of me. But I'm practicing, and onegaishimasu. Okay, thank you, everybody. So if you would like,